Hello everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel.
Hello, beautiful people. Let's talk about finance. Let's talk about protecting our loved ones beyond the grave. Let's talk about what will happen to our estate and what will happen to our loved ones. Are they still going to be able to enjoy the life that they were enjoying with you there when you're gone? Let's talk about it. And the reason is, I don't know why we fear death. Death, people, is part of life. There are two things that are guaranteed in this world. Two. That is the payment of taxes and death. That's it. Everything else, but these guarantee, for sure, they will happen. So if death is an eventuality that we are all facing, why is it that we're never prepared for it? Why is it that we never prepare our loved ones for a life when we are not there? Very, very important. It talks about finance. It talks about this. It talks about love for that person. It talks about caring. It talks about nurturing. It talks about you being a worthy human being. You caring for your loved ones beyond the grave. So let's get cracking. Hi everyone, my name is Madolo-Mtegha. I am a mindset coach. My sole mission in life is to educate people, especially young women, on how to have better serving relationships, healthy relationships that will lead them to becoming better versions of themselves. That's my mission. That's me. Let's get on into the video. Guys, this video, we are going to tackle the number one thing that we must all have, and that is a will. In some jurisdiction, it's called a testament, or it's a last will and testament, depending what jurisdiction you are in. I live in South Africa, so in my jurisdiction, we call it a will. I know that in America, or no, let me not be caught in this, but in other jurisdiction, is that it's called a testament, or it's called a last will and testament. It depends, but you understand what I mean. It is that legal document that you, whilst you are living, you write down and you basically articulate in that document how you want your property to be administered and distributed when you have passed on. And beautiful people, that is such a beautiful thing to do. And I wish that we could all do it. We could all write and articulate how we want our loved ones to be taken care of when we are gone. I am so passionate about this subject because I have seen the devastation of what happens when a loved one goes, especially when it's a husband. And of course, I've in my practice, I've seen even women, children suffering because women have passed on and they left the children without determining as to what should happen to them and the properties when they are gone. So it's honestly, it is very, very important. And I urge you, if there is one thing, if there's one act of love that you can give your loved one, is a will. I'll tell you what will happen if you were to die and leave your loved ones without a will. And I'll tell you this from a personal experience that we've just experienced. The world has turned upside down. In the last 2 years, the world turned upside down for most of us. We lost our loved ones. People fell ill, We were on lockdowns, and it was basically the last 2 years have been traumatic. We, as a people, the world over, have been traumatized. We have been traumatized by the pandemic, and that's okay, I guess, because it happens. Things do happen, and it happened. This one happened, and that's okay. But when you are then further traumatized by greedy relations who want your husband's properties because he died interstate and left you naked and left you without a will to protect you so that you can determine as to what will happen to you for the rest of your life, because you have been protected by the will that he wrote. But here he dies, and he dies without leaving you, without articulating as to what he wants done with his properties. And then the vultures start flying. The vultures come from all angles, and everyone is looking at this property. Everyone wants what is yours. That's not a gift of love, guys. That is not a gift of love, beautiful people. That is not what we want for our friends, for our families, for our loved ones when we have passed on. The other thing that will happen if you die interstate. Interstate basically means that you die without a will. Is that you're going to leave the administration of your property in the hands of the state for them to make the determination. The biggest challenge with that is that, first of all, it takes forever for the state to intervene. It takes forever. Then during that transition, of the winding up of the estate before the distribution, what happens to your loved one? How do they meet their basic needs? How do they meet their day-to-day, living expenses? That is what we need. We need to take into consideration where our loved ones are concerned, and basically look at them in the face and say, you will never suffer when I'm gone. I will make sure that when I transition, you left for nothing. Some of us might say that, but I don't have much, why should I leave a will because I don't have much? The ugliness I have seen, everybody has got something. People would fight my husband for this ring, which is not even worth much. So people are going to come and fight for everything. That is human nature. I don't know. Death brings the worst out of human beings. It brings the worst. So, a will, guys, it is an act of love. A will, guys, it's an act of speaking for yourself, beyond the grave. And basically upholding that person, that loved one, to say, I've got your back. I have got your back. I've written it down. I wrote it down when I was still alive. You, babe, you are taken care of. Will, guys, finance, let's talk. It is very, very important that we all draft wills and have a will that will guide our loved ones. I can't even begin to articulate or to convey to you the human misery I have seen where children are left without a will, and then these kids, they're still minors. and you leave these kids in the hands of your relatives, and the misery that has been brought to some of these kids, where their parents' properties, are just squandered by relatives, forgetting that these kids are going to grow up and one day need to go to university, to go to school, to start a business, to do so many things and use their parents' money that they worked very hard for. But you know what? It's not the fault of those relatives. It's not the fault of the friends and relatives. It is our fault for not making sure that we write a will and leave our friends, relatives, or loved ones with a legacy that is much protected, a legacy that they can take, to the next level. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm very passionate about this. I thought that I should make a video about wills because there's so many, and I have seen the untold human suffering in my family, where vultures came from all angles, and people that we're not even expecting to come and fight for the property of a widow who had nothing but that. But we thank God, some of us were there and sons prevailed and we protected. But if she had been alone, oh my God, I don't know what would have happened. But guys, let me urge you, write that will, write that act of love, do that one act of love that will speak for your loved one beyond the grave. Thank you guys. That brings an end to this video. Please like, share and subscribe. It will help the channel to grow. And guys, don't forget to be awesome. Don't forget to love one another. I will see you on the next video. I will see you on the other side. Cheers for now.